Hey all, Amber here. Alright, first off, I'm sorry if the camera gets shaky. I'm recording this on my phone. Anywho, so I know I released last week a watercolor portrait. I'm doing another one because I've been watching a lot of Danica Sill's videos, and I'll link her in the description below for if you want to go check her gorgeous stuff out. And suffice to say, I learned how to do skin a lot better. Thank you muchly, Danica. So this one is the first time that I put anything I've picked up from her videos into practice, and I wanted to record it to see how it did and keep it for future reference and yada yada yada. So that's what I did. Now, the character that I'm drawing is actually my own personal character. Her name is Desiree, and she's a real sweetheart. She's my go-to when I want to draw something cute or sweet. Yeah, no, I don't have a preference for my characters, not at all. Anywho, honestly, I have no idea what all to say, so might be a lot of silence, but at least there's music in the background, you know, if that matters. Now, I showed a couple of people some, in progress shots of this, and a lot of people seem to really like the skin, which is nice, because if you look at the one I posted last week, the skin didn't turn out so good. Not at all. Actually, the overall thing didn't turn out so hot, which is comical because he's holding fire, but whatever. And there will be another watercolor portrait next week. I'm sorry. After that, I promise I'll do something else, whether it be with my 3D pen, something with clay maybe, or pencil crayons, because I need to do a chibi again. It's been a while. I don't know. Point is I'll make sure it's not another painting, or at least not another watercolor portrait, because I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are getting sick of that. Not sure if I would be. Regardless, I'm having fun painting these, so if that matters. But yeah, a huge thanks to Danica for this, for showing me, for posting her videos so that I could see how it is that she approaches, how she goes about painting with watercolors. I wasn't sure, and you can see the difference. You can see an immense difference between the two. I mean, between this one and what I posted last week. Never mind the fact that last week's is a lot smaller too. Oops. Upsizing seems to have helped too. I put a lot of effort into the face, but then again, it's the face that catches everybody's attention, isn't it? So you want the face to look good. In my opinion, if you're gonna have anywhere not look so good, you want it to not to be the face. And I adore these paints. It's a Van Gogh watercolor set from Royal Talons, actually. Oops. It's pretty large, actually. Sorry. Here's mine, very well used. I love this set. It works really well. The colors are gorgeous as well. And as you can see, I can mix skin pretty easily, which is awesome. I was never really sure how to tackle trying to mix a skin tone, but I seem to have learned pretty well. Also, my watercolor is a lot better now that I'm actually approaching it as what it is, a transparent medium, instead of trying to load it up. Her sweater, since I'm watching it at the same time as doing this, her sweater was a bit of a pain for me to do, because I wanted a texture on it, but I wasn't sure how to go about it. I might try a different method in the future, but I'm happy with this one, mostly, as it is, so it's not that big of a deal. But it is still a thing that I want to keep in mind for the future, I guess would be the best way to say that. Regardless, I have no idea what the hell to say. I'm so sorry. This is probably not going to be the most interesting to listen to. I am so sorry for that. I am bad at things like this. Also, for this video, I cut out a lot of the time where I was mixing my colors, strictly because of the fact that that actually was a fair bit of time. One, I wanted to cut down the time length. I wanted to keep it under 20 minutes. And I wanted to try and have it that perhaps it was more me painting, less me not. Because you can't really see my entire palette. You can't see everything up above and everything, so yeah. Her lips are easy to do, which is weird. I usually have a hard time with lips and mouths. But a nice, subtle, simple thing like that, it worked out a lot better than expected. And I don't think on any of this I used the base colors. I think all of them are mixed, which is kind of... No, that's not true. Oh, pardon me. For her, well, basically her bra and choker, I used just a flat Payne's Gray. I didn't mix a color for those. I mean, I mixed it to lighten it a bit, but that's about it. Oh, my liquid acrylic, right? I used that flat. Didn't like it, so I grabbed my gouache. Gouache. How do you say that? I hear it so many different ways. One of these days, I want to actually try a proper painting with that stuff, but I'm not entirely sure what or how or anything like that. I'll tackle that in the future, I think. Possibly. Plus, I'm not such a big fan of the ones I've got. They're just a cheap Reeves set, and while yes, Reeves isn't too bad, I'm still not the biggest fan of the set. And my next painting attempt, no, what I want to try next is actually oils. I really want to try oils one of these days. I just gotta get the money. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm tired. But I just gotta get the money. Oils are not cheap, but then again, nor is watercolor. I dumped $70 for that set. And for tubes, a little bit bigger than that because as you can see I've rolled it. 10? Yeah, 10 milliliters are like $5 Canadian. So while not too bad, still not the best. Although at the same time, I can go get one this size, which is not listed on here. Not easily anyway. 37 milliliters. One of these for 15 to $30. Depends on which and whatnot. Actually, I really like those ones. They're nice and thick, not so runny as you can find with cheaper watercolors, which is lovely. Oh, and just for the hell of it, this is one of my few characters who has heterochromia. The eye that you can't see is very, very light blue, almost white. Just for the sake of it. Actually, there's an entire story and reasoning for that, but I'm mentioning it just because I could. And because I got nothing else to say. I have a Lucas plushie. He's cute and soft. I'm sorry, I have nothing to say. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm bad with these. Although I will say this much. These are the only 3 paintbrushes I used in this. Or rather, the only 3 paintbrushes that I regularly use. I didn't even really use this big one much either. These are my only 3 good watercolor brushes too. I mean, I have one more, but it's huge and this top bit is loose. I don't work that big. And there's one other, but oh, where is it? If you look, is it gonna focus? Nope. No. Okay, well, it's fraying, so I can't get very fine lines or anything with it. So I have to use my other small tiny one. Actually, I think that one's just a smidgen smaller, so it's not a big gloss, but I do need to replace it. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller. You can see, kind of. No, you can't. Regardless, I also have a set of Artist Loft paintbrushes that I use, but I use them more for when I'm doing my spacey style things, like you can see a lot of what is back there. These three apparently are going to be my character ones. Never thought I would do portraits, but apparently I will. I might have to try doing things like flowers or whatever in the future too. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But, no, working on her headset, actually a good deal in by this point. Her headset is something I rarely draw her with because I can't settle on a design for it. I mean, I've tried suspension style like a lot of the Steel series. I've obviously done this way. I've done basic, cheap looking things. The only thing that's really been constant is they're the large over ear ones, like that go around your ear. So that's pretty much the only thing I'm set on, and it's probably not going to change. But beyond that, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them, how I want them to look, the overall design, etc. I'll figure it out one of these days. Hopefully. Oh, I did use basic. I forgot about that. The blue on her headset, I used just the basic blues. I completely forgot about that. Well, now I know. I might have used just a basic pink in her hair too, because she has pink hair. But I'm not entirely sure about that, so don't quote me on it. Considering the mess I have up there, I probably didn't. I wasn't sure how to tackle her hair either. So it was one of those things that I kind of just dove in and hoped for the best. And thank you, Danica, for pointing out that it's a good idea to not tape my paper right to my desk. It's actually nice to be able to rotate it. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, this girl's got, well, actually it's supposed to be about the pink that it is now. Later ends up a bit too dark. But hey, I tried. I didn't plan it out too well. She's naturally got strawberry blonde hair, and she just dyes it pink because she does a lot of, she's a magician, and she does a lot of kids' birthday parties and the like. And seems to go over well with her pink hair more than it does with her natural strawberry blonde. So she's got pink hair. In all honesty, I made her have pink hair just because I wanted a character with pink hair. Like, there's no denying that. Actually, her hair is probably the one thing that I have an issue with, too. My silver pen, not that you can see what I put, but, yeah, her hair, I don't think has enough contrast to it. I really should have either stopped when I was ahead or planned it out better. But again, at least I know for future reference I can keep it in mind, which is the main thing I was trying for, to be honest. Like, all of this is learning experiences for me. I haven't done many portraits, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Also, another thank you to Danica, because I kind of copied the way she does hair a little. A little, not entirely. I wanted to try to keep it my own a bit. Oh, and another thing I cut out of a lot of this is waiting for it all to dry before putting the next layer or what have you. Because that... we'd be here for 5 hours if I didn't. So I kind of had to do that. Because, yeah, that was a bit ridiculous. Just a little. A lot. So even here you can tell I'm not waiting until it's completely dry. And that's part of the problem. I don't know, her hair doesn't have enough contrast to me. And her headband, like the part up on top of her head, blends in way too much. Because they end up matching. And I really don't like it. I like how it turned out overall. But her hair bothers the hell out of me. Also, holy hell, my glasses look huge on my face. Like, wow. Jeez, I never realized they looked so big. Oops. Oh well. I look better with them than I do without, so we'll leave it at that. Beyond that, this is getting close to being done, which is good, actually. If only just because of the fact that I don't want to bore you guys for too long. I want to try and keep some attention, I suppose? I don't know. I gotta copy Jazza. Up. I'm sure you guys have noticed I keep flicking my eyes up, to where the camera is, but I'm mostly watching my portrait because I'm used to making eye contact and looking at where I'm yada yada yada. But he has a little sticker around his camera. I should do that. Maybe I'll put a dollop of paint or ink or something instead. I don't know, but I should do that so that I, look at you guys who are watching instead of just watching my own reflection. Oops. I swear I'm not narcissistic. Also, through the entirety of the video, I have my Instagram handle there. If you guys want to watch me or follow me, follow me there. Feel free. I post a lot of works in progresses. You might even get sneak peeks for what my next video will be. Who knows? I also use DeviantArt, which you can find a link to in the description below. But I post on Instagram a bit more. I like to post my works in progresses there and the like, so I would recommend probably following my Instagram instead. But really, to each their own. I also use Instagram to cross-post to Twitter and Tumblr. I don't actively use either of those, but I have my Instagram cross-post there. And Facebook. So, you guys have a Facebook page and yada yada yada. I know, nothing interesting. It's the usual plug. Follow me, yay! Yay! Follow me for new stuff! But really, it doesn't matter. It's just if you want to keep up on what I do, that's the best way to. Also, I really don't care. I mean, it'd be cool, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. Now, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did, for this scan here, I did adjust the contrast and brightness a little bit in clip because it didn't scan the best. But be sure to leave a like, a comment. Let me know what you want to see me do next. Because I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got one more watercolor portrait after this, but I'm not sure beyond that. And be sure to subscribe with hitting that notification bell if you don't want to miss a vid. I upload every Tuesday, and I'm actually thinking come this summer I'm going to start trying to do twice a week because I'm recording 2 weeks in advance now. But regardless, I think I've said my piece. I'm not going to bore you any longer. I will end it here, and I'll catch you on the flip side. This is Amber out. See ya!